Estamos ao vivo já. Welcome, Brie. Thanks for being here with us. I love your outfit. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thought a flight suit was appropriate.
And you arrived yesterday, right? Because I thought you went to Mass, but I was so happy to see that.
I did. It was so beautiful. One of the most beautiful museums I've ever been to. The way that they hang the art, how it's suspended, is unbelievable. Oh, I'm just noticing there's like a full... Is there like an obstacle course over there? Wow.
Everyone is here for you.
Fun. No. Hi. Can they hear us?
They can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
And we are in that panel as well.
Oh, I'm over there
yeah.
too. Oh, wow. Hi. Okay, wow.
And Brie, you were there in the panel. How was for showing to everyone new footage of Captain Marvel?
So exciting. I feel so grateful that I was able to come and share some more of the film with you that we're so proud of. And, you know, usually when this stuff comes out, the trailer and stuff, I'm just at home in my bed. It's not very often that I get to be with a crowd of people and feel their excitement. So it makes it feel like the work was worth it.
It's almost like theater, right? Because you have the reaction of the audience.
Yeah,
right away.
made me emotional. I won't lie, it made me emotional.
Yeah.
And I was on the set on Captain Marvel set back on June, I think. And one of the things that I remember you saying is about the physical preparation. How made you aware of your own body? So can you talk a little about how was this preparation of being aware of your own state, of your own body as a woman?
Yeah, I mean, so I ended up spending 9 months training. It was basically the only thing I did. It was a full-time job. 6 months, it was an hour and a half a day, and then the 3 months leading up to it, I was training twice a day, so it was around 4 hours a day. And my body, because I'm a woman, I always just wanted my body to not be part of the conversation. I wish that my body would just disappear. I didn't want it to be an object to be discussed or thought of or looked at. And the opportunity to get strong for this role really changed my perception, and I realized that I was not allowing myself to fully utilize the vessel that I've been given, and that my body is a tool. My body is this incredible thing that can do so many things, and my brain is plastic, and I can retrain it to do incredible things. So it was a big change for me, and something that I've continued doing. I'm still studying judo and boxing because it's really changed my life and changed my mind, and I think you can tell on screen with who Carol is, the persona, and also I did the majority of my stunts, so you can tell, I think you can see it on screen.
And how was the first time when you wear the suit of Captain Marvel? What did you feel? What did you think?
When I put it on for the first time?
Yeah.
My first thought was, am I going to be a character at Disneyland? And then my second thought was, how am I going to go to the bathroom? I mean, that was it, and that's still, to this day, is my thought. I heard there will be maybe a character at Disneyland, so that's pretty cool. I still really haven't mastered going to the bathroom in it.
How was your reaction when you first saw the action figure? And you have this extra head as well. You made a joke.
You can change your hands.
I know. I was happy to finally figure out what the additional head is. It's so cool. It's such a weird thing because they like scan your body and then turn you into a toy. So it's very bizarre to be like all of my training is in that toy. That was the thing that kept tripping me out. I was like, wow, 9 months of training, and this is what my body looks like, and now it's a toy. Like, that's so cool. It's like forever instilled in this little object.
And you said in the panel that you eat a lot of Brazilian food. What was your favorite?
Ooh, so I had I do love the cheesy bread. What is that called?
It's the champion.
Oh my gosh.
In Portuguese, it's pão de queijo.
Pão de queijo?
Yeah.
I could eat that all day.
It's awesome, right?
It's like, why didn't I know about this sooner?
Every time I
Everybody,
go to the
every
States,
restaurant should have that.
I always, the thing that I miss the most is pão de queijo. Yes.
So good.
And I always think, why they don't have this here? Because it's so good.
Yeah, and then last night I don't even know how I found this, but I was cooked in someone's home last night, a woman named Helia, who is incredible, and she cooked some traditional food as well for us last night. So it was like a fish stew, and what is that? It's like a nut in, I think, shrimp, like powdery sort of thing. So good. And what is your drink?
Caipirinha.
Yeah, I had one of those, very strong. It was so very strong, and it worked very well. Yeah, it worked.
One of the other thing that I saw that I really love on the set is how practical it was with practical effects, because even though it's a space film, you have a lot of these scrolls are perfect. So how was to be in this fantasy world, in this space world every day?
So surreal, and it's surreal because it's like going to a dream every day that you can't talk about. You can't tell anybody about what it is that you're doing. I mean, you can kind of talk in vague terms. It was like, I'd come home very tired, and my fiance would be like, "What's going on?" I was like, "You have no idea how many aliens I fought today," and then I just like pass out. But you can't really get into the details of it, so it feels like you're living in like a parallel or alternate reality.
And in the set, you did a lot of the action scenes. How was this new thing for you in the movie?
It was really my favorite part, I think, was doing the fight sequences, because you're just in your body doing something that feels incredibly primal, and because you're not actually punching or kicking anyone, you don't feel like you're risking hurting anyone. So it's more like a dance. It's like spending your day dancing, which is just joyful and fun.
And you worked with Samuel L. Jackson before, and I know you have a really good friendship. And you talk about how you were waiting for him to give you advice when you shoot Kong, I think. So can you talk a little about how it was to work with him as Nick Fury?
It was an honor. I mean, it felt like I was part of history. I mean, this Nick Fury character is a legend, and so to be scene partners with him as he's laying down the foundation for every other film we've ever seen was just such a treat. And he's my family. Beyond the amount of film work that we've done together, he's just will always have a piece of my heart. So to be on this journey with him, which is the biggest movie I've ever done, and a lot on my shoulders, to have like my pal with me. He is like my acting sensei. He's just the best. He's the best support system. He's definitely, you want him on your team. You want him on your team.
And you talk a little about the secrecy that you couldn't share with anyone what you were doing every day. How is to be on Marvel with that kind of policy about spoilers and about secrets? How do you have a special training for not
Give any spoilers?
No, they don't. Which you think they would actually.
Yeah.
No, they just assume that you're an adult and you're not going to spill the beans. I mean, unless you're like Mark Ruffalo, who was like constantly spilling the beans.
or Tom Holland as well.
Tom Holland also, he gets in trouble for spilling the beans. And I'm usually like, there's been a couple times where I've been there and it like stresses me out when I see it happening. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to do that. I like turn into like a super nerd. I just try to forget about it. It also gives me a really healthy balance for my work. It just allows me to go like, it's not something I need to think about, not something I need to talk about. It's just this thing that's happening that's sort of outside of me.
And since we talk about Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland, how was for you to be with everyone in Avengers 4? How was to be part of this Marvel family?
I came in at an incredible time. Being in this like 10-year anniversary meant there was a lot of reunion moments, a lot of opportunities for me. Like when we did that big photo, it was like I got to be in the same room as all of these people, and we all had books, like kind of like yearbooks that we got signed, and I had mine signed by everyone, and I asked them to put in advice for this, new superhero, and everyone was so kind and sweet and had so many great things to say, and most of all are just really supportive and excited for this journey that I'm going on. So it's a very unique experience, and so I felt like I was in very good company within that unique experience.
And you shoot Avengers before you shoot Captain Marvel, right? So how was that? How was to being this assembled film before you being your own film? That was I think it was really scary, right?
Yeah, it's a little hard. It was hard, but it also was perfect because it meant that I wasn't alone on this journey. It meant that I had, like I said, a playground of people that have been through this before. So it was like more of like a test round for me. I felt like where I got to just in between takes, like ask people questions, and I just was very open about being the new kid and wanting to be treated like the new kid so that I could learn as much as I could and take in as much information. Because there's things that you just don't think about and you don't know who to ask other than an actual superhero of like, okay, so then once you start the movie, when do you train? Do you train in the morning? Do you train at lunch? Do you keep training? Do you not train? what kind of snacks do you eat? Like what happens? You realize like when you're in the suit, you kind of would rather have a smoothie than have a burger. Except obviously I ate a lot of burgers too because I can't help myself. But you start to learn different things through people and their past experience.
Yeah. And what is your feeling, your sensation when you see a Captain Marvel cosplay, and especially the little girls?
It was really surreal. This Halloween, I was passing out candy, and a girl walked up in the Captain Marvel costume. We were like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Captain Marvel." And I was like in a full wig and stuff. She didn't recognize me at all. And that was like I said, so much of this with film, it feels a little distant. We make the movie separate from all of the fans who watch it. It's going to play in theaters all over the world, and I won't be there. It's going to feel like I'm there because I'm on the screen, but I'm not there. So these moments of connection, of getting to see firsthand what it means to people and how this character is representative of them, feels really good. It's like very grounding.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brie.
Thank you. We have to say
Pra passar,
thank you to everybody.
galera, todo o amor para Brie Larson. Thank you so much.
thank you.